Alright, hi everyone. Let's do some more data requests.org hacking. It has been a while, but let's get back into it. Today we're going to work on a letter generator, which is one of the modules that we publish. And we're currently in the process of converting our code base to TypeScript. If you look at the commits, you can see there's been some progress on this already. I've introduced build support for TypeScript, and I have one pull request open which does some more TypeScriptification of our code. And of course we'll also need to convert this module to TypeScript. To do that, I have a boilerplate for TypeScript that I like to use, that I've accumulated over various projects. We'll be using that as the base for our conversion. Just a quick look into what this module actually does. On our website, if you go to datarequests.org, you can of course generate requests. So if we select any company like this one, for example, we want to generate an erasure request. Our name is test. Then one of the cases we support is generating a text letter from our templates, but if you choose to send your request via fax or via letter, it's actually generating a PDF. And that's what this module is doing. The module has two components. The first component is a text templating mechanism, and the second is the actual letter generator. For the text templating mechanism, you can introduce two types of markup in your template, which is flags or variables. Variables, as you might expect, simply get replaced with a dynamic value, and flags enable you to add or remove parts of the template based on variables. So you can see, if we disable flag 1 in this template string, this part of the template is not going to be printed, whereas we have enabled flag 2, so this part of the template is going to be printed in the final result, but of course only the actual text without the markup. And similarly, if we insert a variable, this one's called a web page, and then give that a value that is going to be replaced into the text. And then for the second part, the actual letter generator, you can specify various props like the sender address or the recipient address, the subject, the content, and even a signature. Then you can select one layout, a layout that you want to use for your letter. The module currently only supports a German DIN letter layout. And then you can either export your letter as a string or as a PDF. Okay, so that's what we're going to be converting to TypeScript today. I've already checked out the code at a branch. One of the first things I'm seeing is we have all our source code at the root of the repository. I don't like that, so let's start by making a source folder and moving all of the JS code to there. Sure. I don't think that's going to be necessary. Okay, maybe it is. Doesn't matter too much whether we're updating that. We're going to be touching all of these files anyway. Okay, so that should be all of our source files. You know, that's not that's not the ideal way of getting to that module, or to that code rather. That's not correct either. Okay, that should be correct. But of course we're going to get rid of all those requires anyway. Alright, so let's take a look at my boilerplate. Of course, first of all, we're going to have to install a number of packages, all as dev dependencies. So let's yarn add --dev at types node. I don't actually think we're going to need that. I do want ESLint, so we'll have to add the parse of that. And Actually, it seems like I already have the correct command line. Let's see. Yes, we do want to add ESLint. We want to add the prettier config for ESLint, the comment plugin, as well as the import plugin. We do want Husky. I don't like the new Husky version where you have to specify your scripts in a separate folder. I like an old version where you can do that in the package.json. I know it's a little less efficient, but I don't care. We do want lint staged, prettier, and TypeScript. Perfect. So let's use that command. Add all these modules. That is going to take a second, not too long though. Great. I'm just going to pull this boilerplate onto another monitor. You don't have to see that. Okay, so let's see. We have to specify a main file that isn't going to be this one anymore. We're going to compile to a dist folder, not have an index.js there. We also want types, which are going to be also in the dist folder there. And then for our scripts, do we currently have any scripts? I don't think we do. So let's add a new scripts key. We are going to want a prepacked script, which is run before we package our script for npm. In this one, we want to remove the old dist folder and then start a new build. And then we're going to want to have this build script that we are referencing that is just going to call the TypeScript compiler. We're going to want a watch script which automatically compiles our code, that is just tsc-w. We'll also have a start script doesn't make sense in this case because yeah, this is a library, so no code to start. And later on, I want to use the np module, which is makes it easier to publish new versions of your module. It goes through all these steps for you, so that you don't have to do that manually. But that requires us to have a test script. So we're just going to do a dummy test script that says we don't have any tests, that we should add them later. Then we're going to I'm going to move this down a little because we have these other keys. That just looks a little nicer. We'll add the files key. That is actually quite important. That specifies which files from your repository are included in the build that is uploaded to npm. In our case, we don't care about anything, just about the dist folder that will be generated. This is important, for example, if you have a local .env file, for example, where you have secrets, you don't want to actually accidentally bundle that in your module. Then we're going to set up a Husky, which, if you don't know, allows us to create a git commit hooks through the package.json file, at least in this old version. We'll have a hooks object, and we only care about the pre-commit script. In that, we're going to run lint staged. And of course, we'll also need to configure lint staged itself. Yeah, I'm just going to copy this. No sense in typing it again. For any files that Prettier can handle, we want to run these through Prettier, of course, and then for any Java or JavaScript or TypeScript source files, we want to run them through ESLint whenever we do a commit. Okay, so that should be the package.json all done. Next up, we're going to need a TS config for TypeScript, of course. I'm also going to just copy that from my boilerplate. Let's see, compiling to ES 2015 is good. Yes, we do want to output to the dist here. Strict checking, of course. Yep, that all sounds good. What are you complaining about? No input paths. Oh yeah, because they are all JS at the moment. We'll need to rename those to tiers, so TypeScript recognizes them because we didn't specify the allow JS flag. Next up, we want to configure Prettier, the code formatter, config.js, and once again, That is a default config that we use for all our modules, so nothing to change here. Next up, ESLint. We'll start with a few ignores. We don't care about the node modules or the dist folder, of course. And finally, our ESLint config. What's it called? rc.js. Though I think it's recommended to not have that a JS file actually. So let's do that. Can you fix that types? VS Code, thank you. Yep, that all looks good. Great, and I think with that we're actually done with our boilerplate, believe it or not. Okay, so let's start with our index file, make that into a TypeScript file. So now it shouldn't complain at tsconfig anymore, great. And of course we can't do module exports anymore. Instead we're going to be exporting something from those other files. Let's see. I guess utility is an easy one. Let's start with that. I think there's even a code action to convert JS.comments into types. Well, not sure. We can also do that by hand. That isn't a problem. The JS.comment doesn't need to be as large anymore because the types are now going to be in TypeScript. And let's actually make those into arrow functions because I like them better. Right. Use a cool sign here. Okay, great. So address is a string or a string array, as the JS.comment helpfully tells us already. The delimiter is a string, of course, and that is going to result in a string. Also converting that to the lambda syntax. Now it's helping. Did that change anything? No, we don't need to do that. That is redundant, of course. Yeah, that comment is not helpful. We'll stick with that. Okay, that is a date, and you're going to return a string. Not a fan of overly verbose JS.comments, so we're going to shorten them to only contain actual valuable information. Yep, that is also not helpful at all. And with that, we've almost finished our first file. Nothing too hard yet. There we go. Okay, so previously we exported the whole thing, so let's do star as utility, I believe, from utility. Yep, that should work. Great. Oh no, it was called util. Never mind. Okay, let's go to the template code then. Let's try the infer action. Yes. Look at that. But let's make that a record instead of this ugly notation. Same here. There we go. Okay. Wait, we lost the print of this. Oh, I've actually never TypeScript a class. Let's see how that works. Okay, so we can declare fields like that. That should be easy enough. So we have a template which is a string. Oh, now you're happy about that. Great. We have flags. The flags are a record from string to boolean. I guess it's not great that we're duplicating those types. Do we want to move them into separate type variables? I'm not sure. Nah, not too hard, so we'll just leave them as is. The JS.doc comments, those are actually somewhat helpful now, so we'll keep them. But we're going to remove the type annotations because those are not needed anymore. Let's see whether we can put this on a single line. No, we can't. Same here. Yeah, okay. It's still fine. We have this getString function. We'll leave the comment. Great. How was the indentation like that? Interesting. Sure. Yeah, no, that's fine. I guess we don't need those curly braces here. Okay, no, I don't like that. That's inconsistent, so we'll keep them. Okay, and we also convert the template. Great. That wasn't too hard. Export. Let's not do a default export. Let's just do a named export. Export template from template. Great. Those two done. Let's do the PDF renderer next, I guess. It's also not too complicated, it seems. We have a letter, but you don't know what a letter is, so maybe we should start with the letter instead. Apparently we've already done mostly all the work for the TypeScript conversion in JS.doc, which is nice, I guess. So what's going on here? We have a type def for the props, so I guess we'll extract that into a type, or can you do that automatically for me? Does not seem to be the case, that's fine. We'll have letter props. That has a sender address, which is a string array or string. It has a recipient address, which is also a string array or string. It has an information block, optional one, which can be a string, a string array, or an object, which is the object. Okay, anything recognized by pfmake. So I guess let's go. Okay, do we have types for pfmake? Let's see. Pfmake. That does not appear to be the case. There's a search engine for type packages exactly. Let's hope that pfmake has types. It does, great. So we can just install those. I'll do that over here. Yarnet --dev. I guess I'll show you. Nothing hard. Great, so now you should be happy about that. There we go. So let's go to the type definition. How are we using that? pfmake. We are doing .create PDF. It's not here, but I don't like that either. Okay. We also have an interfaces.d.ts and PDF. No, there's no create PDF function. Maybe in build. Oh, there it is. Okay. So how do we get to that? I think that's the one we want to use actually. Let's look at the PDF make docs. We are using, maybe that's a good point, maybe this one is on one. Well, that seems correct, unless, does it tell me which version this is for, or does, I think definitely type uses the package version as the version in their types package. Not 100% sure about that though, to be honest. Anyway, we're using .01x. Yeah, you're supposed to just do that. So let's look at the tests they're including. Where did I put the types? Did I close the tab? Probably did. Oh, it doesn't include tests. That's fine. Let's look at the tests in the repository then. Global tests maybe. Okay, so we're not using PDF make as a global. Examples tests maybe. Nope, and that does not look like what you're looking for. Import default. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so we're supposed to import it like that apparently, sure. We can do that. Whoops, copied a little too much there. And now you're happy. Great. We'll have to see whether that actually works. But for now, what did I want to do? Yes, I wanted to check what create PDF takes, because that's the type we're looking here for our object. Okay, so create PDF takes document definitions. Content looks good. Let me just, I'm not very familiar with that code, to be honest. What do you pass to the, what do we pass here? We pass this.doc, and where do we get doc from? From a letter. And a letter has a doc, which is returned by this.layout, and layout is our layout function, which, where is our layout function? Oh, I think we forgot to move that to the source directory. There we go. That is upper directory. Okay, so yeah, exactly. This one contains an object like, nope, I'm all over the place here. Where were we? Sorry. Yeah, exactly. So content is the type we're looking for, I'm pretty sure. So where does content come from? Over here. Yeah, you can have any of these different subtypes. That's exactly what we're looking for. So this is from interfaces. So let's see whether we can import that. Import from PDF make interfaces. Do we get the content here? We do, and let's do that let's make that a type import. Did I actually want to import that over here? I don't think I did. Oops, what's happening here? Why is it replacing that with that? That doesn't make any sense. Weird. Let's see. What's the import here? If I save it here, that doesn't happen. Anyway, so that can be content. Nope, now we're doing it. What is going on? What's that? Why is it doing that? That is so weird. Not that the problem? Nope. Okay, something definitely broke here. Let's try and reload the window, maybe? No idea what's going on. That was weird. Anyway, this can also be a content, as we said. Great. Next step, we have the subject, which is just a string. The content, which is once again a string array, string array content. Yeah, that's fine. And then we have a signature. Okay, the signature can be either of those. If you just want a text signature or if you want an image signature. So that would be a type text with a name, or it could be a type image, also has a name and has a value, which is a string. Oh, sorry. This is of course not a literal, but a string. Yep, that looks good. So let's move those JS comments over. Yep. Very exciting stuff going on here. Information block. Whoop-de-doo. Oh no, that is too long. So I guess we do need to have a long comment after all. Content. Yeah, no need to annotate the subject, that's right. Should be pretty obvious. I guess we can check whether any of the other comments are too verbose after we're done here. I'd like to do that before, I think. Great. Well, by one char. Okay, never mind. Change my mind. Two is absolutely fine. The sender address either is okay. That is not a helpful comment. The recipient, no, that is not helpful comment either. Information block is usually. Oh no, never mind. I usually display it at the top right. Yeah, we don't need that here. No need to have a prose definition of the types, content of the letter. Of course. Yeah, no, that is... I guess that's somewhat helpful. So we don't need that anymore. Okay, so props are letter props. We'll need to define the layout function, that's right. The doc is going to be, we established that. The doc is going to be what we pass to create PDF, so let's steal that. That is a document definition, also from the interfaces file. So we have a doc, which is a document definition, sure. Okay, that's fair. So let's just not initialize that, I guess. But you don't like that. need only the content. Okay, that's fine then. Let's initialize that with empty content then. That's not too bad. We have our props. The props is what I call them. Good. And then our layout function, so I guess we'll have a look at that now. First we'll need to import from our utilities a function to convert from millimeters to points. And then I guess we'll need to have an interface for these functions. I guess we'll do it like that. And a layout function is going to be a function that has a sender address. That gets a sender address. Didn't we say that? Oh no, sorry. Yeah, no. This can only be a string. Recipient address, also a string. An information block. I'm going to copy this definition, even though we won't actually need it in this file, but it makes it easier to do the definition here, which we'll move over later on. So this is a string array or content. And then we have the subject, just a string. We have the content, which is one of those again. And we have the signature. Okay. This is starting to get a bit annoying. I think we'll actually start a types file for all of that stuff. So we have this one, which is going to be, let's call that the fmake content. So fmake content is going to be that. Then we're going to need to import that over here. Import type from types. Did I not export that? I don't think I did. Yep, that's right. Export that, of course. fmake content, and this is also PDF make content. And then we have a signature. Export type signature. Anything else we want to? I do need to keep that. No. It's fine. We'll move that comment over here. Do you recognize that? You do, great. I think that's fine. Now over here, yeah, we don't need this extra file, then we'll just move that to TypeScript. We don't have that many types. And a signature, and you return one of those document definitions. Do we have that? We do not have that yet. You return a document definitions. Well, that looks good. We'll need to export that, of course. Okay. And we'll do export const layout. We'll need to wrap the object in parentheses. go, module.exports, and our layout is now a layout function. Like that. Yep, that's the same. No, it's not at the same level. Why don't you like that? Now you do. Interesting. I'll have to take care of that. That is... we can keep that comment, I guess. Sure. Yep, that is helpful. You don't like margin top. And you don't like signature. Why don't you like signature? Wait, signature is a signature which is... oh no, that's not correct. No, that's not right. The signature is content in this case. Because we're not using our definition of the signature. This is the processed signature, which is a pfmake object, of course, already. Okay, so we don't like content. Why don't you like content? Because content does not have... content cannot be unrolled like that. That is a very fair point. Why are we unrolling that anyway? That won't work for a string. It will work for an array, yes. I think that should be fine. Yeah, not sure what that was. Okay, so that is done now. Great. So we are back to the letter, and we're going to have a layout, which is a layout function. Yep. Value. Why are we initializing value here? Let me check. Oh, because... okay, that's just wrong. Good. This comment. Layout function. Oh no. Well, let's actually like that. Instead we'll move that over here to the type. That makes more sense. And then we can get rid of this comment. Great. Okay, with that out of the way, that all looks good. We can make that comment a little shorter. Strip tags expects a string, but we are passing content. I think TypeScript has just found a bug in our code. Can't content be... yeah, that can even be pfmake content. That's not going to work. How are we going to deal with that? Okay, so if you have a... let's make an internal strip tags, which is just going to be the one we have currently. And then for our exported version, we'll also support string arrays. So we are going to type of text. If it's a string, we're just going to sorry, has to be a question mark. Of course, we're just going to forward to our internal function. Currently, I'm not sure how we're going to deal with PDF make content. Anyway, for the moment, let's just say if it's an array, we are going to map that and strip the text on each element, of course. Right. In that case, it can also return a string array. Right. And did I mess up the parents? I did. Okay. But how are we going to strip text on a PDF make content? Because that can be any number of things. I guess in that case we don't care. Here we, oh no, we do care here. Oh, we do also care here. Yeah, that is. I don't think we're going to be able to deal with that. That seems out of scope. Because the strip text function would have to deal with all of these cases individually for for a content text. Of course, we could just apply that to the text. That's simple enough. But then a column, what's a column? Okay, column only has, no, see, exactly. A column can also be content, but content, oh dear. So I guess a column is also fine, because that would be caught by the other stuff. But then a context stack, we'd have to take care of the stack, and probably the ordered list elements. Yeah, they are also content, so we'd also have to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. But this really does go to show that you are very likely to introduce bugs if you're not using TypeScript. Yeah, okay, let's move that to a to-do. We don't know how to strip text in arbitrary PDF make content, but that doesn't matter too much since this, the tag, let's line that, the tag stripping is only for aesthetic purposes and not for security. So, if does, wait a second, what, okay, does type of whatever, can that be, cannot be array, that's annoying. Okay, so we're going to have to do this a little differently. If either type of this props.content is string, or it is an array, this props.content, then we're going to strip text. Otherwise, we're just going to forward it as is. You don't like that, right? But you know that that's, oh, array of content is an array. Oh dear. I guess in that case we can deal with it. over here. Yeah, that's fine. This is getting more complicated than I expected, but not too bad. So you can also pass, but if I let you pass that, okay, fine. So I guess at this point it's actually easier to not make that a ternary, or more readable anyway. If we have a string that is still simple. Now, if we have an what do we check next? We can't check for an array, because an array could either have strings as elements, or it could have content objects as elements. What is a clean way of checking that? I guess we are just going to, well, we don't need to check anything. In this case we know it's an array, so we're going to return, oh no, we actually, oh yes, we do know. Oh, because, right, we will want that to be content only, not content array. And if there's a text property in content, you don't like that, why don't you like that? In text, sorry. Then we're going to return, well, text, but with a stripped text. Text is never, why is text never? Right, sorry. Okay, so this could, let's make this one a little more complicated. So if type of text is string, we're going to do that. Otherwise we're going to do what I wanted to do down here. Oops. That, you do not like that at all. Right, because content is not guaranteed to have text. Oh dear, this is getting more complicated than I wanted to. So I guess we are going to make that a generic t extends content text. Does that work? I don't seem too thrilled about that. Oh right, of course. Or it could now also return content. Which you don't know. That's better. So now this can handle both of these kind of cases, can't it? It can, great. Now we're getting somewhere. Otherwise, we know it's an array, so we're going to return. We are going to return. Well, I guess we're going to do recursion, aren't we? So let's return text.map. Text of text. Dear me. Okay, that works. So we can yeah, that comment is still true. We only had a top level text properties. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we can get rid of this special casing then. That's also nice. One line break. But, or can we? Array of content is not some. Oh dear, what did it? Oh, so you can also pass content here. That is going to break then. I guess let's do that. Yeah, that's better. Let's give that a better name. I guess let's even go text content. But how are we going to deal with all the other stuff that we don't know how to handle? Okay, I guess we do need to do a special. I guess we do need to do a condition here. So, if type of text is string, or it's not called text, it's content, or if there is a text property on there, that should be fine, I think. Otherwise, just return it as is. Okay, that's fine, but now we're not handling the string array case, which we can handle and should handle. So, how are we going to handle that? If I just say if it's an array, you're going to complain about that, aren't you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, this really is easy. What is array? But array of content is just an array of content objects, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's one of the annoying limitations of TypeScript, because of course runtime JavaScript doesn't know the types that we're defining, so we can't change our behavior based on that. Actually not quite sure what the best way to handle this is. Yeah, we somehow need to teach our utility function how to handle any content. That's what this is going to boil down to in the end, isn't it? Okay, so which cases can't we do? Wait, no, we can't. I'm just running around in circles here, sorry. Wait, that does work. Why does that work? Do I care where that works? Yeah, of course it works. Okay, good. Let's move that comment over. because this is now relevant here. Not quite. One, two. No, I want that. Except now, of course, but I do also have an auto wrapping plugin installed for that, but actually, yeah, can I use that? Let's see, just out of curiosity. Select it. Ah, it does work actually. Cool. Okay. Let's find them. And now we can actually get rid of the conditional DRD. Great. Great. Okay. Next one. Change some props. That is a very helpful comment. Yep, sure. No, you don't like that. How does that work? Can I do? Nope. But I is key of letter props. Hold on, we're just going to cast that because I am generally sure that that's. Can I not cast here? Apparently I can't cast here. Well, I'm going to cast here instead. Well, that's annoying. Can I really not do that here? Oh, interesting. Well, you know. Sue me. Wait, why isn't this working? Shouldn't I now be? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, because you're not gonna. Okay, of course you're not guaranteed to. Right, we could assign a completely different value here. You're not smart enough to figure out that this is actually going to work. That's unfortunate. How am I going to deal with that then? If I go const prop, const value, I guess, props of I, but then props is, yeah, props is any of those. And I'm not sure whether I can. Yeah, that doesn't change anything. Oh dear. How do I tell you that that is fine? I'm just going to be lazy and tell you to ignore that. You know, I might just be, actually. Yeah, I might just be. Nope. Okay, what are you complaining about now? Undefined is not assignable. I guess, does it matter if that is undefined? Information block. No, that doesn't matter. So it's fine if you don't specify one. Okay. You don't know what that does yet. Neither do I. It returns a content. Isn't that nice? But you don't know what content is. So let's import that. Oh, that should be fine, great. Converted, yep, that comment is okay, I guess. That is a signature. Yeah, we can keep that, that's fine. That's somewhat helpful. Let's make sure. Oh, you still don't like the margin top. And it's also fine if the signature is. Yeah, it's fine if you pass an null there. So signature can also be. Let's return undefined instead. That's nicer, I think. Okay, margin top. Did we figure that out over here? We did not figure that out over here. And you don't like that. Undefined is not assignable. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. Do you like margin top over here, though? That's interesting. Why do you like that over here? Yeah. Oh, okay, so that's we can make that more specific. Sure, this is either a content text or content. The image one called image has content text. Oh, okay. A little more complicated yet. So where do we get margin top? Where do we get margin top? Margin top. You don't want to tell me. That's unfortunate. Or do you just... Maybe you don't know what margin top is? I can't search only in that folder. But you don't care, because we can specify additional properties. Yeah, that's right. Where's the type? But content is also a content. Content image is the one I'm looking for. Boom, boom, boom. I think I might just cheat over, because yeah, I might just cheat. Why did you know? Okay, or an array of that. Ugh, okay, this is getting a little annoying. Oh, I can't do that inside a class, can I? Okay. No, let's call that a PDF make signature. That's better. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that it doesn't know that. Is that? Let's take a look at the PDF make source. Margin top. Yeah, so that's an error in the type definitions. That's fine. Definitions. Don't care enough to fix the types now. Okay, next up. Parse tags. It turns an array. That's helpful. Content array, so it's an array of content, which we keep importing and then removing from our imports. We are not reassigning to that, right? And that is a content array. Okay. And content is a string apparently. Great. Content is the potential text into format. Okay, that is a helpful comment. So we are going to keep that. Great. Now you don't like that. A string can also be... Yeah, there really are quite a few bugs here, aren't there? We always say you can pass all this stuff, but then we never handle that. Or did I just decide that we... But the JS doc did say that, didn't it? Let's check. That was in letter. Letter. Content. Yeah, this is anything recognized by PDF make. Buggy code. I mean, this puts us in exactly the same situation as before, doesn't it? So I guess at this point it almost makes sense to abstract our little contraction here into a more generic function that we can apply in this case as well. Sorry, to take a sip of water. Okay, so what would that look like? Apply function to PDF make content, I guess. That takes content, which is a string, a string array for content, and it spits out the same thing. And how does it do that? Oh, and also, it takes a function, I guess. A function that can handle well, I'd like it to be a function that can handle strings, but that isn't going to be enough, is it? It also needs to be able to handle content text. Wait, do we need this extends thingy? Can't we just... I don't think you're going to care about the extra properties, are you? No, you're not. Okay, that makes that a little simpler. Let's see. Can I even use? Yeah, it's not. So func takes text. Let's try and make this simple. Also, okay. So if our content is a string, we are just going to call func on that. We are not handling that yet. If our content is a content text, we're going to return content, but apply our function to that. That isn't going to work. Okay, let's just continue on for a second though. Everything else is why isn't that going to work? Type content text is not assignable to string. Oh yeah, sorry, content.text, of course. But content.text content.text can be any content. Well, that's annoying. Oof. Okay. Then I guess we have to call ourselves. What the fuck? I think that works. Let's keep that just in case. To do remove. So now we are just going to return. Actually, this is going to be a one-liner, so that's fine. We're going to apply function to PDF make content and strip text. You don't like that at all. Why don't you like that? Oh, because it's called text. And strip text. Wait. Strip text cannot be simplified to its original version. Move that over here. Strip text. Well, that's good. Okay. anything else. Well, changed. He's returned. Well, yeah, he's not changed. Okay. I think that's good actually. Definitely better than what we had before. Because, yeah, we still handle the... We definitely handle the string case. We handle the array case. And even the... Yeah, no, that looks good to me. Okay. Okay. Return. Apply. Content. And we don't have a parse text internal function. We're just going to do this. I don't think I can have that down here, but that's fine. Content can be string or string array or content array. No, sorry, content. Nope. Nope. No. Ha. Can only be a string now. That's the good part. What am I doing wrong? Type string well content is not assignable to string. Oh, because you... But can't content be a content array anyway? It can be, so this is... doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, now I have to move that up because variables aren't hoisted. Or are they? Parse text does not return content though, it returns, so it does. It does, but do I actually care about that at all? I don't think I do. Oh wait, I do. Because if we return unknown here, yeah, then that isn't going to work anymore. But I guess we can also return content. Or even string arrays while we're at it. By the way, isn't that handled by content? Do I? I guess implicitly. I'll still, yeah, let's, I'm getting tired of typing that over and over and over again. So, let me find a case where we're doing that. I've checked this a million times and I can't find any. Oh, PDF make content. Oh, I have extracted that already, haven't I? Oh, I have. Oops. Dear me. Yeah, you don't know what that is. That's fine. I'll tell you in a second. Go. Or maybe not. What's going on? Why is that? Are you sure? Because does work over here? Oh, right, because this only has type definitions, right? Okay, that's good. So now you are complaining. Type array of not assignment. What is parse text doing? Oh, right. Yeah. This now can take any PDF main content. And I guess it can return that as well. Yes. Although it does... It might, yeah. Good. Okay, I think letter is done with that. That only leaves the PDF renderer. Very helpful comment, thank you. That is a letter. So let's import from letter. Oh, right, we need to change the export. I don't want this to be default export. I don't want any of those to be default exports. Let's make sure we don't forget. Good. Doc is what is doc? Doc is what? Doc is a T document definition. Sure. T documents definition. Good. PDF make.vfs is a record. No, wait, what? Anyway, is that exported? That is exported. So we're just going to use that then. Type of VFS. Oh, right, that is, yep. Go. Same for fonts. No need to make a life harder than it has to be. Okay. And the comment is actually helpful. Great. That's also fine. As is that. And that. Not the most helpful comment. Okay, whatever. And this is going to return a promise of blob. Yeah, I'm going to remove that. And yeah, okay. Never mind. I changed my mind. These can all go as well. Is that it already? Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Now we only need to take care of this. So letter and F renderer. And I think that might be it. Okay. Let's take a quick look over everything. That looks good. Yep. Also good. And that also looks good. Yep. Oh, okay. You're probably, yep. Come on. Go. Go. But that's fine. That's fine. And that's fine as well. I think we can remove that, but we'll leave it for just a second because I want to test this. So for that we're going to do yarn link. Is that linked already? It is. Okay. So we're going to do yarn link, and in website, I need to open a terminal for that. Coding. Yep, and we're going to do yarn link letter generator. Good. And do I have a... Oh, sorry, I do have a terminal already, and that also has a build running. So we should use that. Let's restart the build. Okay, you don't like that. PDF worker, but isn't that a... Okay, so it seems like we've broken some stuff. Let's see. In request generator build. Wait, did I read that correctly? No, in request letter. Request letter. You are now unhappy because you don't want me to do that. Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't like that anyway. It is unfortunate that we are breaking the existing code, though. Is that something I care about? I'm not sure. How would we keep backwards compatibility with that? Slash... Yeah, because these are now in. Right. I don't think we can easily keep backwards compatibility with that. But I also don't think that's too big of a deal. We'll just do a major version increase, which seems reasonable anyway. And then that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. But if we're doing that anyway, so if we are already importing all these individually anyway, not sure how I want to deal with that. Sorry. It's not very nice to have utility.format address, which is what it would be right now. I guess we can just re-export them all. Why not? Yeah. That's fine. And then we should be able to do that. And now those should be there. And we're going to import a letter. And, oh yeah, we can simplify that, right? Letter template. Unable to resolve path to module. Sure about that? Because I'm not sure about that. Let's see. Yep. And finally this one. Oh, I know why. We didn't actually have a build our letter generator. That's why, of course. Yeah, build. That should be fine. There you go. That was quite stupid. you still don't know what is in them. Maybe because I'm in a JS file. Let's go into a TypeScript file. Import statement from letter generator. Yeah, no, great. Okay, so did that fix our build? Oh no, sorry, not yarn build. I want to do yarn def. It did not. Can't resolve layouts. Let's see. That will be in letter, I think. No, in PDF renderer. No, where is it? It is in letter. Wait, oh dear. Where are we referencing that? Oh, I haven't changed the require. Whoops. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, of course we can't do require anymore. We'll have to do import from the layouts. That one, and it's called layout as layout function. Good thing we're testing this. Require din layout function. Try again, please. Oh wait, nope. Let's do yarn watch because I'm not going to remember to rebuild all the time. Good. There we go. Okay, so that worked. So let's go to the test side, to the request generator, and there's an error. Right hand side of in should be an object got undefined. Utility line 17. So I guess the source mapping doesn't quite work, but it's probably referring to this. Okay, so let's just say, sure, content can be undefined. And if we don't have content, I'm just going to return undefined. You don't like that. That's fine. Now, of course, we can also return undefined, which is probably going to break some other stuff. It is. Oh, you really don't like that. Okay, that's fine. Let's just return that then. Empty string. That is fine with me. So you've rebuilt. You have also rebuilt. Great. And let's do a request. An erasure request. Sure. Test. Whatever. Copy text manually. That looks good. It did replace our name here. It did include the ID data. Let's do a fax. Let's even have a signature, sure. Let's look at the PDF. It looks a bit weird, but fine. But the text is missing. That's not good. Okay, so let's see if that is reproducible. It is. Okay, so the text doesn't make it to the PDF. That's unfortunate. So how does the text get to the PDF? You're unhappy. Why are you so unhappy? Well, that's not right. I think you're just confused because I'm live rebuilding, aren't you? Nope. Okay. Not sure about that. Anyway, so template. It's probably we're probably interested in what's happening here. We have a request letter that has an internal letter, which is initialized. Interesting. What is here? Okay, never mind. And then to PDF doc. Return the PDF doc, sure. We are setting the content here. So I presume let's do a bit of window of printf debugging. Let's go into the PDF worker, and yeah, so we make a PDF renderer from this, sure. Okay, no, we can't. I want to access the document, so I have to do that in request letter, I guess. Initiate PDF generation, sure. So let's do a bit of logging here. Console.log, and we are going to log this dot. Nope. This dot letter. Okay, let's see. And letter has document with content. That is our address. That is the recipient address, which is blank. That's fine. That is the information block. And that should be, yeah, that should be the text, but that isn't populated. That only has the name. Okay, but in the props we do have content specified. Okay, so unsurprisingly, the bug is actually introduced by the changes we made. So let's see. We have a letter, and this letter has content. And then we are passing that to the PDF renderer. That seems fine to me. Let's do another bit of console logging. No, actually we should. That's fine. So, content. Oh, okay. So our content does arrive here. Maybe the change I made to the layout function was actually wrong. Well, that might be the case. So what did I change? We had content and it was previously getting unrolled here, wasn't it? Can you just... I don't care. Just let me check whether that's true. This should now be... I don't remember what it was before, but anyway. Yeah, now we have the content. Okay, so now we need to figure out why this is correct and how to make the types behave. So it's probably an array. Okay, that's fine. So let's do this. Come on. If we have an array, then we're going to unroll that array. But if it's text, sorry, if it's a string, we're going to wrap it in an array. That seems to make sense. Yeah, I like that. Let's wait. I'm not sure whether we've already rebuilt. Just wait a second. Yep, seems like it has already built. So let's give it a go. Well, looks good. And probably it will also look good if you generate an email. Yep, that also looks good. Great. Okay, I think with that we're actually done. So let's remove the logging which I introduced. Over here. And let's also remove the logging here. Okay. Yeah, I think that. Oh, wait. I see the dist file isn't git ignored. Oh, that's a very old git ignore. Let me. Do I care? Okay, I do care. Let's make a new one. So I want to exclude Windows, Linux, macOS. Actually, I do have a. Wait a second. I have a template for that. This one. There we go. Okay. Yep, and we want to exclude Node, and that's it. Great. Does that cover dist already? It does. And then I also like to give myself the opportunity to make temp files that are ignored by Git. Okay. But now I do think we are actually genuinely done. So let's see what we have. That's everything. We've introduced the ASLN config, we've introduced a git ignore, well, we've changed the git ignore rather, we've deleted all the previous JS files, of course. We've changed the package JSON, that's fine. We've introduced a prettier config, we have the new ones. Interesting for that one, the changes are simple enough that Git recognizes that again, apparently. We have a TS config, and we've installed packages. Okay, let's do a quick look over the changes. Yep, it's fine. Deleted that, of course. Yep. Yes. Good. Yes. We've already looked over all of that. Oh, wait, we can and should definitely delete this stuff. Okay. Yep. Okay. That all looks good. Great. So, what was the issue? Great. Fixes. Great. Migrate cookies to TypeScript. This results in a slight external API change. So I think it would make sense to start a new major version for this. The change is website previously did imports like this. Can I copy from here? Maybe? Nope. We don't support that anymore. You now need to import like this. Nope. Well, okay. That is a little long. Fine. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this one? That one's fine. Great. Yeah, I think that covers it. Oh wait, actually let me check the README. What did I do? Okay, the README doesn't even tell you how to import. So that's fine, we don't need to update that. Great! Okay. Let's push that up for review. Assignment to Lawrence. Great. Okay. And with that, we are actually done. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.